Hello there, viewer. Welcome to part 2 of your reading. So, viewer, I clickbaited you on accident. I didn't mean to. But when I cleared the other cards off, I'm sitting here, I'm looking at this and meditating, and I don't feel the need to pull the tarot cards. I feel like this is a pretty clear message as well. So as always, take this if it resonates, and leave what doesn't. Don't force anything. But let me grab some water and we'll get back into this. Okay, so of course, viewer, in part 1 we were talking about there was something about letting go, and I can already feel the friction here. But there's also, like, if you have ever heard this saying of, like, don't let go of one vine until you have another. Like, if you're swinging from rope to rope, you don't let one go until you have the other one in your hand and you know you're not going to fall. One of the cards that came out was doubt, and when I was cleaning up, the need to know all the answers. And it strikes me as this thing, as this fear that you can't let go of, is that fear of the unknown. And it's flipping the perspective of fear of the unknown versus being excited to have faith in something. It's having faith that even if you don't have another vine, which you will, there's going to be another vine. Spirit's going to give you one. But it's that chance that you're taking, that commitment that you're showing the Spirit, that Spirit wants to give back to you. So that rope is going to be there, and if it's not, Spirit's not just going to let you fall. That's not how it works. When you show up, Spirit shows up, right? So these moon cards at the top here, they're the Black Moon Astrology. So with this transformation, it goes from I will transform the mind to manifest into your material world what it is that you want. And that has to be a lot of faith in yourself. So this vine swinging that you're doing, this pattern, this period in the darkness, is absolutely your deep dive, because it's more of fear of self or fear of a lack of faith in yourself. But it's okay. We have this healing card here, and I'm gonna again do the same thing in this video. I'll put the what is this, the Soul's Journey cards. I will read them off and put them down, and I will also put this in the description or in the comment section. So if you are one of the people that is having problems or just at a phase of your journey where you need to let go of this part of yourself, you need to hand this off to Spirit, so Spirit can help you transform this and flip this point of view that you have about yourself, because you are the most valuable tool that you have in this world. It is from you, because your life changes, your path forward is coming from a source that is purely you, that you purely connect to. So again, I'm not going to read like the key lessons on this. No, yeah, I am for this one. Spirit said yes. Okay. So, for growth, I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Failure, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Denial, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Fear, I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Love, I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Empathy, I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. Patience, I accept that everything happens in divine order. So, Spirit, yes, Spirit, from my spirit to yours. So, viewer, these were the cards that came out in your original reading, and then when I was cleaning up the cards, these are the ones at the bottom of the deck that came out as well, the additional ones. And this is what was made me make me the connection, make I can't talk. This is what made me make the connection for myself that I didn't need to do the tarot cards. So I'll quickly go through like the cycle here. We'll explain the cards and what I'm seeing here when we finish reading here. Abundance, I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. Doubt, I release the need to know all the answers. Regret, I know that I cannot change the past. Forgiveness, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Acceptance, I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. Humor, I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. Peace, I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. And happiness, I am aware that I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Okay. So let's go over here because I'm going to say under I will, transformation, and mind for Leo, Pluto, and Mercury in your astrology cards here. I'm just going to show you another way that I kind of read these, because there's no set way to read cards. For me personally, I feel like if you have a way of reading that is unique to you, that works for you, fantastic. If traditional ways work for you, fantastic. So we're going to go down the line here, okay? So with I will, you have the discernment and blossoming here. And on top of that, you have the growth, patience, and humor. So again, in being patient, the lesson of being patient is so funny to me because there are so many different ways, different situations, different meanings, right? It's just a fun word magic. So we're going to go from growth, patience, and humor here. So I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. I accept that everything happens in divine order, and I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. So having this sort of discernment, this focus, this mentality, that is very obviously what manifests the good things that you want. It has worked for you before. I am seeing the milestones. In the first reading, we've already seen the milestones that you've achieved. Now it's about letting yourself feel it, experience it, honor it, and release it. So for some of you, it's learning how to accept over here. I'm going to read this over here. You supposed to, yeah. Okay, so with this empathy, acceptance, this fear, regret, love, and forgiveness over here. All right, so this, where I said in the first reading that it felt like there were um, people and situations that were going to be gravitating towards you. And if you have a problem being in the spotlight, I understand that that can be hard, but also we don't want to give off that cold shoulder type of energy. We want to, keep that path, that flow of love open, because that's going to be, that key from you that helps to bring in all of the milestones that you're looking to accomplish, all of your manifestations that you're bringing in. So with empathy and acceptance here, accepting help from others, accepting that people want to be around you, and even if that's something that you need to take time on to feel and allow that block to unfold in your life, absolutely take that time. Let that path open back up to help you flow in love again. Let that part be a part of your healing journey here, right? So I am open to both sides of a situation, and I am learning to accept that the things that I cannot change. So whether this is you personally, this is people or situations around you, say your serenity prayer, right? Accept what you can't change and go back to this humor. Go back to choosing to see the lighter side of life, because that's what brings you back to this full circle loop of remembering your peace when you forget it. And when you take that moment and you realize and you find yourself back in that energy of peace, and you realize that that's your little happy state, that's when you know that you're doing the right thing for you, when you're nourishing what feels good and right for your soul. And that's your goal here, is to love you and love others. So we're going to move on to the transformation here with the darkness and attraction under it. So again, with this acceptance and this empathy over here, I also feel like, take this if it resonates for you, but if you were one of those one of those individuals who has a hard time accepting love from yourself or others, this kind of feels like a state of that unlearning of an old pattern that doesn't help you. So where your self-sabotage, I'm seeing, comes in from more like a self-punishment, or like allowing this self-disappointment or the lack of self-worth take over when you make a mistake, rather than trying to be gentle with yourself and accepting like that you are upset about it and you want to do better, and setting up these goals to do better and feel better, that you kind of almost have a habit of, in your eyes, tough loving yourself, or kind of just like toughening it out, and neither one of those has worked for you in the past. So it definitely feels like this is a change that you were trying to make in your process of healing. So it's not just accepting the help from others, it's also accepting the love and the encouragement to and from yourself. Um, so, with that being said, this failure card here, where we can kind of get wrapped up in that self-fulfilling prophecy, that downward spiral, is in these moments of failure where we view it as as a failed trial. Understand, I'm just going to read it again. Failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Abundance. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire into this physical reality. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. So, not really a shortcut, but more slicing through that tension, that thickness, that dark cloud that we let ourselves spiral in sometimes, is just taking a couple deep breaths in that moment and understanding that going forward, it it gives you an opportunity to learn something, not only about yourself or other people or a situation, but just about life and how you can handle something like this in the future. And that knowledge is a type of power that nobody can ever take away from you, right? Because it's part of your experience. But it doesn't have to remain a part of you. So if it's a bad experience, it doesn't need to be just bad, right? It's finding that silver lining, that lesson, and committing to the practice of seeing the good in all things, because um that's where that love and forgiveness comes in. That's where, when we aren't keeping that as a part of our experience, that negative experience as a part of our experience, we're actively practicing forgiveness. When we're actively practicing and committing to seeing the good in all things, in all people, in all situations, and in ourselves, even in a bad situation, you are actively practicing forgiveness. And forgiveness, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So this is cutting through all of that dark, mushy, cloudy, judgy part, whether it's for ourselves or other people or a situation. Yes, it's okay to be upset. It's okay to feel that, but don't let it be you. We're cutting straight to love and forgiveness. And that is your silver lining. That is your next milestone. That's your goal in this process of healing, in this new journey of learning and unlearning of good new habits and old bad habits, right? So then, continuing with this transformation under Mercury for mind, again, you have will and patience coming out again. So, denial, doubt, and happiness. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. I release the need to know all the answers. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. So this denial, this doubt, whether it's self-doubt or doubt in, to me this is just screaming self-doubt, right? The releasing, that grip strength, that need to let go. This is why I said I feel like I don't need to pull the tarot cards out for this. This is absolutely letting go of that bad habit, of that old self-fulfilling negative energies and negative prophecies, things that you've been taught about yourself or led to believe about yourself, or that you've just kind of haven't really acknowledged that you genuinely feel or think negatively about a situation or a person, including yourself. But now that, like, this whole situation is bringing that to your attention, this is where you get to flip your perspective. This is where you get to transform and gather that little stardust for your manifestations, right? Let go. Let go. Acknowledge your fear and replace it with the insight of awareness. And that fear card again right here. With this fear and regret and the denial and doubt, I'm going to say it again. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. I know that I cannot change the past. So love here, I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. So fear, I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of being committed to the practice of seeing the good in all things. You can't do that. You can't actively practice that forgiveness and open that block if you are focused on the self-doubt, the things that you wish that you did different, that you could have changed. And you can't control other people, places, and things, right? It is from source, it is from self. And this fear is a fear revolving and stemming from you. It's not something that somebody else can just make go away for you. This isn't just healing and unlearning bad habits. This is overcoming a fear. This is also your give back in this, your reward for this is going to be the manifestations. Spirit wants you to stay focused here because this space is where Spirit is creating with you. And I encourage you so much. That is so incredibly beautiful. And I wish you all the best of luck. I hope you have a fantastic day. And I really hope that reading helped you. Love and light. Take care.